Hello everyone, this is Man2 here, back for another Godzilla review. This is the third take for Heisei Godzilla. First take, hang on a minute. Okay, first take, I didn't use my new format, which the Atari Forum people inspired me to revise my format, to write down what I wanted to say ahead of time, which was a good idea. And the second take was just too long. So, in this video, I will not go over the Trendmaster's toys, they will get their own separate review. That's just ahead of time. Also, we'll pause periodically so that it'll be a little easier if this ends up being a three-parter. Now for the history. Heisei Godzilla first appears in Godzilla, as is known in Japan. Anyway, so, he first appears in the film Godzilla, which is a remake, slash sequel to the original Godzilla. Oh, I'm so sorry. Either way, there's like, so it's basically a like I said, it's a remake of the first movie, kind of a direct sequel to it, more so though. And in it, Godzilla basically appears and destroys Tokyo again. And sorry, I just like having these guys in the vehicle mode. Anyway, this is not Transformers. Anyway, oh God, I lost my train of thought. So, I can't go over too much because I want to see the movie before I start talking about too much. All I know is that it's Godzilla rampaging through Tokyo, and it ends with him following a bunch of birds into a volcano. Then there is Godzilla vs. Biollante, in which we have a new enemy, Biollante, which the origin of which I will not go into because I will do it when I do Biollante, that review, once I get a Biollante toy. But basically there's this new foe and Godzilla fights him, but Biollante's origin includes G-cells, plants, and a guy's dead daughter. Yeah. Anyway, so then Godzilla beats Biollante, and somehow a chunk of Biollante gets into space. I have not seen this movie. However, I will see it when I go to G-Fest. Anyway, God, damn it. Lost my train of thought again. Biollante. Anyway, yeah, fights Biollante. Somehow a chunk of Biollante gets into space. This is important. This is important later on. Then we have my personal favorite of the Heisei series, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, in which we get a new origin to Godzilla, where he is a Godzillasaurus living on Lagos Island, which is, you know, like a small island off the coast of Japan. And he's living on this island, and I won't go too much about what happens. I'll save it for the actual review of the movie, but he eventually is exposed to an H-bomb test, which mutates the dinosaur into Godzilla, the Godzilla you see here. And then he fights King Ghidorah, and it's, you know, it's a pretty good, cool fight. And then he fights Mecha King Ghidorah. He beats King Ghidorah. Then he fights Mecha King Ghidorah and is dragged back into the ocean until the next movie, which is Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth. In this movie, Mothra arrives, as well as Batra, which is the evil version of Mothra. And basically, Mothra must enlist Godzilla's help to defeat Batra. But eventually, something happens where Godzilla goes nuts and starts smashing everything in sight. And then, it's been a while since I've seen this one. And then, Batra and Mothra have to join forces to defeat Godzilla. They take him up into space and then drop him down, but somehow some G-cells get left in space because Batra goes back up into space and is like gone forever. Then we have the formulaic movies in the series, which are Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Basically, you have a new movie, you have a new enemy, basically you have a new monster, as well as a way that the UN is trying to stop Godzilla. In Mechagodzilla, it's the new monster is Rodan, and the UN weapon is Mechagodzilla. in Space Godzilla, the new monster is Space Godzilla, and the weapon is Mogera. Like my Japanese accents? I know you do. It's making you feel like you're in Japan or something. It's freaky. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. And then, the only important thing is Godzilla, baby Godzilla is born in Mechagodzilla, which we'll get to more about how he is in Godzilla Jr. with Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And Godzilla does not appear as this in Godzilla vs. Destroyer. He appears as this, Burning Godzilla. Which, basically this is the Godzilla life cycle, apparently. Is that, after a long period of time, Godzilla has absorbed so much radiation, accumulated it, that he is overloading and will eventually melt down. Which he does defeat Destroyer, who I won't go too much into his origin, before I get, before I do Destroyer review. But it involves the Oxygen Destroyer. And, Godzilla does melt down after defeating Destroyer, but there's a bit of a happy ending in that the pile of goop that he melts down into is absorbed into Godzilla Jr., who then becomes a new full-grown Godzilla. Yeah. I'm gonna pause it for a minute, and then we'll get to the character.